Good morning. It's July 3rd, 2022. I had some criticism yesterday on my YouTube channel saying that I shouldn't be making videos and that I am not a baby. And that is very clear that I am not a baby. I have multiple personalities. One of them is a baby, and her name's Lilbee. I'm going to tell the story for the first time out loud to everybody so they understand where I'm coming from, because it is what it is and it happened. And my brain didn't process it correctly, and personalities split off. There are 7 of them, lilbee being the most active of the 7, beyond who I am. Okay, so in 2019, I drove to the West Coast to find answers. I had a paralyzed left hand, which I do not have anymore. It works. But for those answers, I went from the top of Oregon all the way to the bottom of California. And I found a place called Slab City. And fell in love immediately and decided to stay. Well, January 2020 happens, and some person that is there, that I won't mention names because I just don't want to have that in my life, stabbed me with a screwdriver in defense of another person. Those 2 people had a huge impact on my life that day. One for the positive, one for the negative. I would not change anything that happened that day, but it still happened. The person I was defending was a very small person and was being beat up by their spouse. They came running to me for protection, and I am a person that is a very large person and very protective, so I was the right person to come to. Well, their trouble followed me. I followed them to my door, and they started doing vandalizing my property to get to her. Them, sorry. In the process, he's breaking out windows and doing horrible things. So I went out to confront him face to face and got an 8-inch screwdriver to my chest. The screwdriver stopped 2 centimeters from my heart and scratched the back of my lung. I should not be here after that point. About a week after I got stabbed in the chest, lilbee started manifesting physically. And it wasn't a problem. It was something that I could keep inside of my camper or away from public until last year. Now, last year happened, and I met somebody else, and they told me they were my friend, and some things happened, and some emotional manipulation happened. And so I got myself away from that situation and went back to the city that I love, Slab City. Love you guys. Thank you for being who you are. While I'm there, thinking that I'm safe from the things that have been happening over that whole summer, and you can follow it. It's all here on this channel and on my YouTube or my Facebook channel as well. And there's some smiles, but mostly there was a really bad summer. So I get back to California. Well, the person follows me to California unbeknownst to me and shows up and starts following me around Slab City. And one night I was volunteering at a bar, helping them out. This person came in, and I literally felt a snap in the middle of my brain and heard an audible crack. And there wasn't anything breaking around me. It was literally my brain not being able to function properly anymore. And what happened after that as a result was that I was stuck as Little Bee for almost a month. Most of November, I was stuck as Little Bee. With a lot of help from some very good people. And you guys know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. I came out the other side and am able to sit here and talk to you. But it was through negotiation with my other self, one of my other selves, Little B being that one, that I was able to have a pseudo conversation between me and some friends and her. And her problem was that she wasn't feeling like she was being represented. So, I now represent her. And for that, I can be a 42-year-old woman most of the time. Now, I am very proud of what I did to have all of this go the way it went. And if the fact is that I turned into a 4-year-old little girl, that doesn't bother me, because somebody else is still alive because of what I did and stepped in and helped myself, or helped that person. I'm sorry, not myself at all. It was a really bad event in my life, and it was followed up with a lot more bad events. And as a trans woman in the United States, it's not been an easy life. They don't make it easy here for you. So, not that I had to explain myself, but I feel like if you have a little bit more of the backstory, you can maybe see where I'm coming from. And again, this makes no sense to anybody. This is a deal that I have with myself, so I can talk to you as a 42-year-old woman that believes heavily in witchcraft and is very spiritually guided. You have a beautiful day. And just so you know, when you see somebody like me, we've gone through some really bad stuff and probably could just use a hug and not horrible judgment.